Good morning, all of you. Welcome to Sri Jayendra Rank Zone. Today we are going to start new lecture in chemistry. That is new chapter we are going to start. That is environmental chemistry. It's very small chapter and also important. And important for not only for entrance exam, for even our daily life also. Because if you don't know anything about environment, you'll not know what are the pollutants, what are the harmful things for environment. So that's why this chapter is very important for even our studies and even for daily life. So for compared to entrance exam, daily life it is more important because environmental chemistry is dealing with types of pollutions, etc. So by this we can know how to be safe in environment. Environment chemistry is the branch of science which deals with the chemical changes. It deals with the chemical changes in the environment. It includes our surroundings such as air, water, soil, forest, sunlight, etc. So this is nothing but it's a branch of science which deals with the chemical changes in the environment. It is called environmental chemistry. Environment chemistry is very important to know because we'll be knowing which are pollutants, which are not pollutants, and how to stop the pollution. Everything we'll be knowing by this. At least by understanding, we can follow certain methods so that the total pollution can be reduced in the society. So that's why this topic is very important for all types of children, for all students, because not only for the examination point of view, it's important for even for our livelihood also. So environmental chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the chemical changes in the environment. It includes our surroundings such as air, water, soil, forest, sunlight, etc. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about types of pollutions as well as stop the how to prevent pollution. Next, terminology. So what are the terminologies involved in this? From this terminologies, definitely you'll get a question for entrance exam. So what are the terminologies important for environmental chemistry? First one, we have receptor. It is the medium which is affected by pollutant. It is a medium which is affected by the pollutant only. This is called receptor, temporary. Our eyes are receptors for pollution and toxic signal. Yes, because our eyes are receptors, nothing but it is a medium which is affected by the pollutant. So from the traffic, we have pollution, that is carbon monoxide is released in the atmosphere. What is released? Carbon monoxide is released in the atmosphere. So we'll inhale that carbon monoxide. So that's why our eyes are receptors for pollution and traffic signal. Next, we have sink. It is the medium which interacts with the pollutant for a longer time and decreases the effect of pollutant. It is a medium which interacts with the pollutant for a longer time and decreases the effect of pollutant. Example, ocean plants are sinks for carbon dioxide. Ocean plants are sink for carbon dioxide. So sink is a medium which interacts with the pollutant for a longer time and decreases the effect of pollutant. Microorganisms are sinks for sewage waste. Microorganisms are the sinks for sewage waste. Next, threshold limit value. This is very important. What is TLV? That is called threshold limit value. It is toxicity level of pollutant. When a healthy person exposed to it for a period of 7 to 8 hours, his health should not be affected. That is called threshold limit value. Even in lesser TLV values indicates more dangerous pollutant. So lesser the value of TLV, more dangerous the pollutant is. So this is called threshold limit value. It is also called as TLV. Its toxicity level is level of pollutant when a healthy person exposed to it for 7 to 8 hours should not get affected. That is called TLV. That is called threshold limit value. And if you see the threshold limit value, so it is a permissible level of toxic pollutant in the atmosphere to which a person is exposed during 8 hours. If threshold limit values of X, Y, Z and pollutants are 9, 10 respectively, for example, if TLV values of TLV values, pollutants X, comma, Y, and Z are TLV values of the pollutant X, comma, Y, comma, Z are 9, 10, 15 respectively. 9, comma, 10, comma, and 15 respectively. Then in this, which is less toxic respectively, then the pollutant Z is less toxic because lower the value of pollutant, lower the lesser TLV value indicates more dangerous pollutant. So more dangerous in this is X, less dangerous is Z. So it is less toxic. So this is called, in this way we'll see threshold limit value. So this statement is very important. Lesser TLV values indicates more dangerous pollutant. Lesser TLV value indicates more dangerous pollutant. So they'll frame a question like this. If TL values of three pollutants X, Y, and Z, or even they'll name the pollutants also X, Y, and Z, are 9, 10, and 15 respectively, which are the following pollutants is in which of the following pollutant is less toxic in above. So in above conditions, X, Y, and Z, since X value is 9, Y value is 10, and Z value is 15. So higher the value of TLV, less is the pollutant. That is, less is toxicity. So Z is less toxic than X and Y, and X is more toxic. In all these X, Y, and Z, X is more toxic because its value is 9. So lesser TLV value indicates more dangerous pollutant. Lesser TLE, and that is threshold limit value indicates more dangerous pollutant. Very, very important. Please make a note. Next continuation. Environmental segments. So what is this next one? Next one we have environmental segments. Four segments of the environment are present: atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. So atmosphere is nothing but air, hydrosphere is water, lithosphere is land, and biosphere is living components. Biosphere is called what? Living components. So there are four segments in the environment. What are the four segments of environment? It is nothing but atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. So let us see now. Atmospheric zones. Based on the manner in which a temperature varies with increasing altitude, atmosphere is divided into five distinct zones. So based on the manner in which temperature varies, temperature differences takes place with increasing altitude as the height increases, atmosphere is divided into five distinct zones. First one we have troposphere. Lowest zone of atmosphere extends from 8 kilometers to 18 kilometers, consisting of carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, and water vapor. Next, stratosphere, next zone to troposphere and extends from 18 kilometers to 50 kilometers. Comprised of ozone, oxygen, nitrogen, and little of water. UV radiations are filtered here because of ozone layer. Ozone layer absorbs UV radiations from sunlight, and so that it will not get affected by the ultraviolet radiations to the Earth atmosphere. So it is called stratosphere. Next zone to troposphere is nothing but stratosphere. Stratosphere expands up to from 18 kilometers to 15 kilometers, 50 kilometers. Ozone lies in 50 kilometers up to 50 kilometers. Next, mesosphere. Next zone to stratosphere and extends up to a height of 80 kilometers. Contains low concentration of oxygen and nitrogen. Sound waves cannot propagate here. And ionosphere extends between 80 kilometers to 500 kilometers from troposphere. High temperatures, so gas ionize in this sphere, comprised of N2 plus, oxygen plus, etc. The exosphere is beyond 400 kilometers and merges with outer space. So these are the atmospheric zones. Points of temperature inversion between troposphere and ionosphere is called tropopause. Inversion of temperature between troposphere and ionosphere is called tropopause. Next, a substance present in the environment in greater proportion than its natural abundance and resulting in harmful or detrimental effect is called pollutant, and this phenomenon is known as pollution. So what is a pollutant? A substance present in the environment in greater proportion than its natural abundance. Abundance means availability, and resulting in harmful or detrimental. So harmful or detrimental effect is called as pollutant, and the phenomenon is known as pollution. Example: carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and nitrogen dioxide are present in air. In this case, their percentage increases because of human activities. These are likely to cause pollution. So increase of carbon monoxide, increase of sulfur dioxide, increase of carbon monoxide, that is pollution, and that is traffic signal vehicles. If the engines are not burned properly, the fuel is not burned properly of the engines, then automatically it will emit carbon monoxide and it will spoil the atmosphere. Sulfur dioxide will cause acid rains, and ozone layer will form greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. So like this we have, and nitrogen dioxide also acid rains. Acid rains. This is also acid rains. So in case their percentage increases because of human activities, these are likely to cause pollution. These are likely to cause pollution. Next continuation. In addition to this, there are certain substances which are not at all present in the environment, but the release of such substances as a result of chemical reactions will be lead to pollution. These are called as contaminants. So these are not present in the atmosphere, but they are released. They are released into the atmosphere by the means of which leads to the formation of pollution. Example, methyl isocyanate. It is a gas leaked in Bhopal gas tragedy. So methyl isocyanate (CH3NCO) is also called as MIC, released from the Union Carbide factory at Bhopal, contaminated in the environment to such a large extent that thousands lost their lives. So this methyl isocyanate is not present in the atmosphere, but it is released in the atmosphere by the industrial activity. So due to which what happens? Due to the industrial activity, this methyl isocyanate is called contaminant. Contaminant means it is not present in the atmosphere, but it is forcefully released into the atmosphere by the means of certain human activities. By the human activities. So that is called as contaminant. So I hope what is pollutant, what is contaminant, you understood. Next continuation. So what is the formula of methyl isocyanate? CH3NCO. CH3NCO is called methyl isocyanate. It is also called as MIC, released from the Union Carbide factory at Bhopal. Pollutants are of two types, mainly primary pollutants, secondary pollutant. What is a primary pollutant? Let us see now. These are emitted directly from the sources. Example, smoke, dust, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide, methane gas, etc. All these are called primary pollutants. These are directly from the sources. From the source means what? From air we'll get smoke, dust, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. All these things we'll get from atmosphere. Next, secondary. These are found in atmosphere by chemical interactions among primary pollutants and atmospheric constituents. For example, sulfur dioxide combines with oxygen in the atmosphere and forms sulfur trioxide. Nitric oxide combines with oxygen in the atmosphere and forms nitrogen dioxide. Oxygen combines with ozone. So these are nothing but secondary pollutants. What are these? These are formed in the atmosphere by chemical interactions among primary pollutants and atmospheric constituents. These are called secondary pollutants. The main cause of pollution are fast growth of population, first point, release of poisonous chemicals in the industrial processes, rapid use of pesticides in agriculture, and increase in the urban population. Urban population in cities. So there is a lot of increase in the urban population nowadays, due to which also the pollution increases. The example you can see, best example is Delhi. Delhi is mostly polluted because of urban population only. Rapid, even you can say Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, etc. All these major cities due to rapid population, Bangalore also, you can take Bangalore. So all these major cities due to urban population, the pollution has increased to a high level. So fast growth of population, release of poisonous chemicals in the industrial processes, rapid use of pesticides in agriculture, and increase in the urban population. Now the third is this only, because almost all the cities are developed because of urbanization. Some pollutants may undergo chemical changes to release product in the environment, which may be even harmful, more harmful. Some pollutants may undergo chemical changes to release product in the environment, which may be even more harmful. Pollutants can be solid, liquid, or gaseous substances. So based on the pollutants we have, it can be solids, liquids, or gaseous substances which are present in greater concentration than their normal and expected abundance. Then only you can say it is pollutant. So, as pointed out above, these are extremely harmful to human beings, animals, and plants as well. Please note that our requirement of air is nearly 12 to 15 times more than that of food, because air is almost it is required. Without air, we cannot survive also. This means that the air pollution is more damaging than the pollution caused due to adulterated food. So, if food pollution takes place, only the person will affect, but air pollution takes place means entire people, entire nation, entire world will affect. So that's why air pollution, to control air pollution, is most important. Moreover, the discarded and waste food materials are generally biodegradable. What is biodegradable? Which can be, which can decompose, which means that they can decompose or break down during natural process. But the pollutants such as diphenyl trichloroethane (DDT), diphenyl trichloroethane, it is called what? DDT. DDT, plastic materials, poisonous chemicals, waste released during nuclear reaction, and heavy metals are mostly non-biodegradable. Even if you burn them also by natural process, they will not decompose and they remain in the atmosphere for many years. Due to this, what happens? A lot of pollution takes place. So always you have to use biodegradable materials only, so that they can decompose and they can recycle it also. So the waste are nothing but should be biodegradable. The atmosphere that surrounds Earth can be divided into two parts. These are troposphere and stratosphere. Troposphere and stratosphere. Troposphere generally extends to the height of about 10 kilometers from the sea level. So we are in the troposphere. It contains air, water vapors, clouds, etc. If the pollution in this region is caused by some poisonous gases, smoke fumes, smog, etc., stratosphere extends up from height to 10 to 50 kilometers above the sea level. So if stratosphere is getting polluted, automatically that pollution will go to troposphere also. So that's why it is very important to maintain air pollution without pollution. Next continuation. Presence of ozone and some other gases present in this region are responsible for the pollution. Which region? The stratosphere. We are all concerned about the constant depletion of ozone layer, which exposes the earth and all living beings to the harmful effect of ultraviolet radiations which are coming from the sun. So we shall discuss the pollution caused in both the regions. So greenhouse effect, global warming taking place. Now almost it is done. Tropospheric pollution occurs due to the presence of Tropospheric pollution occurs due to the presence of undesirable solid or gaseous particles in the air. The following are the major gases and particulate pollutants within the troposphere. What are those? First one, these are oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, and carbon, hydrogen sulfide, hydrocarbons, ozone, and other oxidants. So these are the called gaseous air pollutants. Sulfur gaseous air pollutant, oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen sulfide, hydrocarbons, ozone, and other oxygens. Particulate pollutants. These are dust, mist, fumes, smoke, smog, etc. These are called particulate pollutants. Particulate pollutants. Oxides of carbon. So we have carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide are the two oxides of carbon. Out of this, carbon monoxide is a major source of pollution, but carbon dioxide can also pollute to a certain extent. So carbon monoxide, where you are getting vehicles from the vehicles. Carbon monoxide is a colorless and tasteless gas, and it is not soluble in water. It is formed in a number of ways. How it is formed in the atmosphere, let us discuss now. By the incomplete combustion of fuels, as I told you, incomplete combustion of fuels. If the fuels in the vehicles are not used properly, if the engines are not serviced properly, what happens? The fuel will not burn properly. If the fuel burns incomplete, then automatically it releases carbon monoxide. So, and substance containing carbon. So fuels, when incomplete limited supply of air, it forms carbon monoxide. This carbon monoxide is very dangerous. It is poisonous. If you inhale carbon monoxide for 10 minutes continuously, you will die. So by the reaction between carbon dioxide and carbon at high temperature, particularly in furnaces, carbon monoxide is released. So these furnaces means like we have blast furnace, decimal converter, etc. Decimal converter. All these are called furnaces where we prepare the parts in the industries at higher temperature. At higher temperature, what happens? The carbon dioxide and carbon at high temperature, particularly in furnaces, they combine with each other and forms carbon monoxide. So this is called Bessemer converter, and it is also called as Bessemerization. So in these furnaces, it releases carbon monoxide. So care should be taken to avoid this. Or if you use that also, you should not release carbon monoxide into the atmosphere. Next, by the dissociation of carbon dioxide at high temperature. So in the atmosphere, already we know carbon dioxide is present to a small extent, but due to the global warming taking place, what happens? This carbon dioxide changes into carbon monoxide along with oxygen gas. So due to this, what happens? Again, this is released in the atmosphere. So in addition, carbon monoxide is also released by the combustion of diesel, petrol, as I told you, combustion of fuels, combustion of diesel, petrol, etc. in the engine of automobiles, and as a result of certain industrial processes. Lead is hazardous metal pollutant of automobile exhaust when leaded gasoline was used in vehicles. Now we are using unleaded petrol. Unleaded means without lead. But previously we used to use leaded gasoline. Gasoline is petrol or fuel. So leaded gasoline was used in vehicles due to which lot of pollution used to come. Next continuation. Carbon monoxide when inhaled passes through the lungs. See here. It passes through the lungs into the blood, where it reacts with hemoglobin of the red blood corpuscles to form complex known as carboxyhemoglobin. What is this called? Carboxyhemoglobin. Due to which what happens? It will stop supply of oxygen. The latter is not in the position to transport the inhaled oxygen to various parts of the body. So this will cause suffocation and will ultimately lead to death. So if you inhale carbon monoxide at least for 10 minutes, it is more than enough to die. Carbon monoxide, if present in blood, can cause mental impairment, respiratory problems, muscular weakness, and dizziness. So, how we are living in the society with the harmful effect of carbon monoxide, you can imagine now. So, it causes mental impairment, respiratory problems, muscular weakness, and dizziness. So, these are the harmful effects of carbon monoxide. This has been supported by the fact that the regular smokers mostly suffer from heart ailments. Regular smokers means those who are smoking cigarettes mostly suffer from heart ailments. At a high concentration of carbon monoxide, 100 ppm or more, will harmfully affect the plants, causing leaf drop, reduction in leaf size, and premature gaining, etc. So it will even kill the plant industry also. Next, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is present in air about 0.03% by volume. It is being constantly released in the atmosphere by the combustion of fossil fuels such as coal and oil. So, in oil refineries and petroleum products, the combustion takes place of fossil fuels, which results in the formation of carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide, however, it is also taken away from the atmosphere regularly by green plants because green plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen gas in the air. So it absorbs carbon dioxide. That's why they are keep on telling that so you have to implant plants. Plants you should grow plants. Then only it can absorb carbon dioxide, excess of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and gives out oxygen gas. So plants absorb carbon dioxide and gives oxygen gas. That is very important. That's why always tree plantation is very important. And forest because the plants need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis for preparing their own food. Thus, carbon dioxide cycle is working round the clock, which maintains its percentage in the atmosphere. However, with the deforestation that has taken place, there is an increased buildup of gas in the atmosphere. So, due to deforestation means removing of plants and even burning of trees, etc. If you do this more and more in future, it will happen. That is, carbon dioxide will be preparing the atmosphere and it will cause harmful effect. So if it is up to certain extent, no harm. But if it is more than that, it is very harmful to the body. Carbon dioxide causes mild narcotic effects and affects the respiratory system. The increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has adversely changed the climatic conditions by raising the global temperature. This phenomenon is called as greenhouse effect. Why this greenhouse effect is taking place? Because of the increased percentage of carbon dioxide. Increased percentage of carbon dioxide. The increased concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has adversely, that is badly changed the climatic conditions by raising the global temperature. This phenomenon is known as greenhouse effect, and this carbon dioxide will cause mild narcotic effects and affects the respiratory system also. You'll have asthma, etc. Next, we have oxides of nitrogen, next pollutant. First, we have done carbon monoxide, next, we have done carbon dioxide. Now, we are going to discuss about oxides of nitrogen. The main oxides of nitrogen are nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide. Sometimes these are collectively represented as NOx terms. Nitric oxides is formed as a result of lightning discharge. This lightning is formed from the clouds, and due to this, whatever nitric oxide is formed, taking place in the atmosphere when nitrogen and oxygen react as follows. When nitrogen in the atmosphere combines with oxygen, it forms nitric oxide, which is nothing but it causes lightning. It causes what? Lightning. So whenever you get rain, before that lightning strikes. The major source of oxides of nitrogen are combustion of gasoline in automobiles, burning of hydrocarbons and coal, etc. Supersonic jets also release oxides of nitrogen into the atmosphere. And when the nitrogen percentage increases, automatically it will combine with the oxygen in the atmosphere and forms nitric oxide, which results in the formation of lightning. It is interesting to note that nitric oxide itself is not harmful to human beings, even if present in high proportions in air. However, it is extremely unstable and changes immediately to nitrogen dioxide by the oxygen and ozone present in air. So nitric oxide is not harmful, but it immediately combines with oxygen from nitrogen dioxide. This nitrogen combines with ozone again nitrogen dioxide. This nitrogen dioxide is very harmful. It results in the formation of acid rains. Nitrogen dioxide is extremely toxic in nature and is harmful. These effects are listed. High concentration of nitrogen dioxide in atmosphere is harmful to plants, resulting in the leaf spotting, retardation of photosynthetic activity, and also suppresses the vegetation growth. All these three are very important. So it is harmful to plants. Nitrogen dioxide is very harmful to plants, resulting in leaf spotting, that is spores on the leaves, retardation of photosynthetic activity, and also suppresses the vegetation growth. Nitrogen dioxide results in the respiratory problems in human beings and leads to bronchitis. So, if you inhale more nitrogen dioxide, it results in the formation of bronchitis. It is a respiratory system disease. Respiratory problems you'll get, and bronchitis is more dangerous also to life. Next, harmful effects continuation. Oxides of nitrogen. Oxides of nitrogen have harmful effect on the nylon, rayon, and cotton yarns and also cause cracks in rubber. They also react with ozone present in the atmosphere and thus decreases the density of ozone. Oxides of nitrogen are also responsible for the formation of photochemical fog. Photochemical fog. So that's why this nitrogen dioxide is very harmful. So it's almost we have to do prevention for nitrogen dioxide. Next continuation, oxides of sulfur. Oxides of sulfur such as sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, and the vapors of sulfuric acid act as major pollutants in air. These are acting as major pollutants in air. These are found from coal containing sulfur as follows. So sulfur when burns in oxygen forms carbon sulfur dioxide. When you burn coal, coal contains sulfur as impurity. So if you burn coal, what happens automatically sulfur in it also burns, and due to which what happens it forms sulfur dioxide. This sulfur dioxide combines with oxygen in the air and forms sulfur trioxide, and this sulfur dioxide absorbs moisture from the air and forms sulfuric acid. So in addition, oxides of sulfur are released to the atmosphere during volcanic eruptions from time to time. So as it forms acid, the rain forms and it results in the formation of acid rains. Acid rains. So acid rains means the soil will get polluted. Soil will get polluted and you will not get plants. Will get polluted. As if the soil is getting polluted, what happens? No plants are grown. No plants are grown. So that's why is of major use. Next continuation. Oxides of sulfur are extremely harmful to both plants and animals. They also adversely affect certain materials. Sulfur dioxide is a major source of irritation for eyes and respiratory tract and leads to serious diseases such as bronchitis and lung cancer, and even when it is about 2.5 ppm in the atmosphere. Sulfur dioxide also leads to cough, shortness of breath, and spasm of larynx. It is also called as voice box since helps in the production of sound. So these are the harmful effects of sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is a major source of irritation for eyes and respiratory tract and leads to serious diseases such as bronchitis, lung cancer. Till now, no medicine has come for curing lung cancer. So once a person gets lung cancer, he will die. So that's why if you inhale sulfur dioxide is a major source of irritation for eyes and respiratory tract that leads to serious diseases such as bronchitis and etc. So when it is about 2.5 parts per million. 2.5 parts per million in the atmosphere. So it's very, very dangerous. Next continuation. Harmful effects continued. London smog and sulfurous acid. London smog and sulfurous acid smog, which mainly consisting of sulfur dioxide 0.4 ppm or above, is known as killer smog. This occurred in London in 1952 and killed over 4,000 per person. That's why the name London smog. So that smog contains sulfurous acid, that is sulfurous acid or sulfur dioxide, which is 0.44 ppm or above. And due to this, what happens? So many persons died in England. That's why it is in London. That's why the name that is called as London smog or sulfurous acid smog. Plants are relatively more sensitive. Plants are relatively more sensitive to the relatively more sensitive to the harmful effect of sulfur dioxide as compared to animals. Constant exposure to air containing high level of sulfur dioxide kills leaf tissues, reduce plants productivity, and also bleaches life pigments. The green color will go off. So that's why the sulfur dioxide is also very, very dangerous. Next, sulfur dioxide has harmful effects on buildings and statues also. This you can see in Taj Mahal. They get rusted. Harmful effects on building and statues made up of marble and limestone. The gas released from Mathura refinery is a constant threat to Taj Mahal at Agra because Taj Mahal at Agra is made up of marbles and limestone. Next, air polluted with oxides of sulfur also accelerates the corrosion of metals like copper, zinc, iron, etc. If the air is polluted with oxides of sulfur, it also accelerates the corrosion of metals like copper, zinc, iron, etc. So metals get corroded. Corroded means oxide layer is present on the surface of the metal. It may be noted that sulfur dioxide is even more harmful than sulfur dioxide because it readily dissolves in water to form sulfuric acid. Water is available both in air as moisture and also in lungs. This means when sulfur dioxide is inhaled, sulfur trioxide is inhaled, it gets converted to highly injurious sulfuric acid. So once sulfuric acid is produced in our body, it is difficult to breathe and even will die. Next, hydrocarbons. So what are hydrocarbons? As we already know, they are nothing but carbon compounds. Hydrocarbons are being constantly emitted into atmosphere as methane and ethylene from marshes because we are using coal, paddy fields, etc. As a result of activity of microorganisms taking place under anaerobic conditions. So incomplete combustion of fossil fuel in the industry and thermal power plant and the exhaust of automobiles are releasing unburned hydrocarbons constantly into the atmosphere causing pollution. So hydrocarbons also leads to pollution in the atmosphere, leads to pollution in the atmosphere. So in this lecture, in this chapter, we are going to learn about air pollution, water pollution, what are the measures to be taken to prevent air pollution and water pollution, and certain terminology in environmental chemistry, that is receptor, sink, acceptor, and so on. So all these points are very important, only the very small chapter. So next continuation. Harmful effects. Hydrocarbons, particularly aromatic, that is benzene. Aromatic means example benzene. This is also hydrocarbon, carbon and hydrogen. Irritate various membranes, cause irritation, eyes, nose, lungs, etc. Benzene and benzene biene causes produces also cancer. Methane is an important greenhouse gas which can trap 20 times more than heat as compared to carbon dioxide. Hydrocarbons react with ozone and oxides of nitrogen to form aldehydes and peroxyacetyl nitrate pan, which constitutes photochemical smog. So, what do you understand by this? Hydrocarbons react with ozone and oxides of nitrogen to form aldehydes. What is the formula of aldehyde? CH3CHO. CH3CHO. This is called aldehyde. Peroxyacetyl nitrate pan. Pan is also an important compound which constitutes photochemical smog. Which constitutes means together they are called as photochemical smogs. Next, very very important CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. This only causes depletion in the ozone layer. These are also called as freons and chlorofluoro derivatives of hydrocarbon. Example, difluoromethane, CF2Cl2. These are mostly used as propellants, solvents, and foaming agents. These are colorless and odorless gases and are also quite stable. When they enter the upper atmosphere, they decompose under the influence of ultraviolet radiations to produce chlorine atoms of free radicals, which causes means from this fluorine will be formed, which causes the decomposition of ozone into oxygen and thus lead to the depletion of ozone layer. So ozone is changing into oxygen, which causes depletion of ozone layer. So this is the action of CFCs. Generally, these CFCs are coming from refrigerators. CFCs are released in the atmosphere by the means of refrigerators which you are using at home. So we should see that CFC refrigerator should be taken. So this is called CFC. That is called what? Chlorofluoro, chloro, fluoro, difluoromethane, difluoromethane. That is CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, chlorofluorocarbons. Next continuation. So these are the topics which we are discussed right now. Let us add some more questions to it so that we will do some questions based on these pollutants. Then we'll go to next class. So I'm taking whiteboard as slide share. So please mind it. Now we are going to take some more important points based on this environmental chemistry. So let us start now. Next we have, before going to pollution, we have two more topic. That is one more topic we have, that is terms. Terms involved in terms involved in environmental chemistry. Environmental chemistry. After this, we'll go for questions directly MCQs based on this concept. So we have done already. What are the terms we have? First term, pollutant. It is present in the atmosphere. And next, contaminant. It is released in the atmosphere in the form of pollutant. Next, we have threshold limit value. Lower the threshold limit value, that is threshold limit value. Threshold limit value. These are the three terms only we have done in the lecture. Now I'm going to add two more terms, that is those are missed in the exam in the PPTs. So fourth term we have dissolved oxygen. What is dissolved oxygen? First one, two, three terms with definitions are there with examples, so you can easily understand. Already we have discussed about. Next we have dissolved oxygen. It is the amount of oxygen present in. It is the amount of oxygen. Amount of oxygen. The amount of oxygen present in the water. Present in the water. Present in the water with suitable measurement, that is called dissolved oxygen, for healthy growth of plants and animals, for healthy growth of healthy growth of plants and animals. Plants and animals. Please note down all of you. For healthy growth of plants and animals, the DO value should be 4 to 6 milligrams per liter. 4 to 6 milligrams per liter of DO should be present. DO is required. What is DO? Dissolved oxygen is required. So dissolved oxygen can also be called as DO. So you can write here bracket DO. Next, lesser DO indicates greater pollution. Very, very important. This point for objective. Lesser DO indicates greater pollution. Like lesser TLV values indicates greater pollution. Lesser DO also indicates greater pollution, that is water pollution. Next continuation. Next definition. Chemical oxygen demand. Chemical oxygen demand. This is called COD. All these definitions are important for entrance exam. What is DO? What is COD? What is BOD? They'll ask. So this is called chemical oxygen demand. Demand means we are going to ask. So it is the amount of oxygen required. It is the amount of oxygen required, amount of oxygen required to oxidize the organic substances present in the organic substances present in the polluted water. Polluted water. So this is called chemical oxygen demand present in the polluted water. It is an important index for the amount of organic substance present in water. COD is determined by oxidizing the organic matter. It is determined. It is determined by oxidizing the organic matter, that is organic compounds, with organic matter with acidified potassium, acidified sulfuric acid, 50% by sulfuric acid, with acidified 50% sulfuric acid, 50% sulfuric acid, potassium dichromate solution. Potassium dichromate solution. So this is called COD. This is called what? COD. So it is the amount of oxygen required to oxidize the organic substances present in the polluted water. It is determined by oxidizing the organic matter with acidified potassium permanganate with 50% sulfuric acid solution. 50% acidified. Next we have BOD. Next we have BOD, that is biological oxygen demand. Biological oxygen, biological oxygen demand. This is called BOD. Is the amount of oxygen caused by, it is the amount of oxygen used by the suitable microorganisms, used by the suitable microorganisms, used by suitable microorganisms present in water during 5 days. present in water, for 5 days at 20 degrees C. At 20 degrees C. So BOD values, sorry, BOD, I'll repeat here again. BOD values, they'll ask in the examination. Very important. Entrance exam they'll ask. So BOD values for pure water, it is equal to 1 parts per million. For fairly pure water, it is almost equivalent to 3 parts per million. Next, municipal sewage, that is polluted water. Municipal sewage, it is 100 to 4,000. 100 to 4,000 parts per million. Very dangerous and highly polluted. So BOD greater than 17 ppm. BOD greater than 17 parts per million indicates high pollution and is harmful. Indicates high pollution and it is harmful. Very, very important point. So please make a note of this. So how to calculate BOD? I'll write the formula also. To calculate BOD is equal to formula number of milligrams of oxygen required divided by volume of water in liters. Volume of water in liters. In this we will calculate BOD formula. Number of milligrams, mg means milligrams, not magnesium. Number of milligrams of oxygen required by volume of water in liters. From this you may get numerical also, but these values are very important. BOD values for pure water, fairly pure water, municipal sewage. So BOD greater than 17 ppm indicates high pollution and is harmful. Next, now we'll discuss questions. These are the terminology which we have missed out in the lectures. Now we are going to do MCQs based on today's concept. So first one, question number 1. 4 samples, like these questions are important for objective, that is entrance exam. 4 samples of water A comma B, C and D have DO values, that is dissolved oxygen values, have DO values 1 milligram per liter, comma 3 milligrams per liter, comma 5 milligrams per liter, and 8 milligrams per liter respectively. 8 milligrams per liter respectively. The more polluted sample of water is, the more polluted sample of water is. Option A, it is A. Option B, it is B. Option C, it is C. And option D, it is D. It's 4 options. They have given all the 4 options. So 4 samples of water A, B, C, and D are given, have the DO value, that is dissolved oxygen values, DO values, dissolved oxygen values 1 milligram per liter, 3 milligrams per liter, 5 milligrams per liter, and 8 milligrams per liter. So what is the definition of DO? You can understand. So according to the definition of DO, it is the amount of oxygen present in the water measured in milligrams per liter or number of milligrams. Lesser DO indicates greater pollution. So lesser DO indicates greater pollution. So which is more polluted? Which is more polluted now? I'm writing the solution here. Lesser value of DO, lesser dissolved oxygen indicates greater pollution. Greater pollution. So by this what you can say, 3 milligrams per liter is having greater pollution. Answer is option A. Like these questions are very important. Next question number 2. Let us see question number 2 now. Contaminant 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 is option A sulfur dioxide, option B COCl, cobalt trichloride, option C CH3NC, that is methyl isocyanate, CH3NCO, and option D, it is lead. So contaminant means which is not present in the atmosphere but released due to the human activities, that is released into the atmosphere, that is called contaminant. Sulfur dioxide is present, cobalt chloride, and lead is also present. So answer is option C. So this is contaminant methyl isocyanate, which is responsible for Bhopal gas tragedy. Bhopal gas tragedy, very very important, in 1984. So please make a note. Bhopal gas tragedy in 1984, which kills many people. Next question number 3. So like these questions you will get in the examination. A good quality of water will have a good quality, a good quality of water will have a good quality of water will have option A high DO, high dissolved oxygen, high value of dissolved oxygen. Option B high BOD. Option C high COD. That is COD means what? Chemical oxygen demand, not cash on delivery. So COD is called chemical oxygen demand. BOD biological oxygen demand. DO means dissolved oxygen. First option A, that is first option, it is nothing but option A. Second option, we have both B and C. B and C. Third option, we have C and A. Fourth option, we have C and A. Third option, C and A. And fourth option, we have A, B, C. A, B, C. So what is the right answer? So a high DO, so pure good quality of water should contain, good quality of water should contain higher dissolved oxygen only. That is first option only. No high BOD, no high COD. High BOD, high COD leads to pollution again. So only higher value of DO. Lower the value of DO, more is the pollutant. So answer is first option. Only A, that is higher DO. Good quality of water will have high values of dissolved oxygen. Next question. Question number 4. Next. the chemical entities present in thermosphere, present in thermosphere, present in thermosphere, it is higher than stratosphere. Thermosphere of the atmosphere are of the atmosphere are option A is O2 plus, O plus, comma NO plus. Option B is only ozone. Option C, it is nitrogen, comma oxygen, comma carbon dioxide, comma water. And option D, we have O3, ozone, O2 plus, and oxygen gas. So the right answer is chemical entities present in the thermosphere of the atmosphere. Thermosphere means it is almost top. So in thermosphere, gases gets ionized since gases in the atmosphere gets ionized in thermosphere. Gases in the atmosphere gets ionized in thermosphere. Thermo means very hot region. So it is above 40 kilometers in the atmosphere. So answer is first option, O2 plus, O plus, NO plus. So answer is first option. Very, very important question. Question has come for JEE mains also. Next question number 6. Question number 6. Diesel vehicles. Diesel vehicles. That is lorries, cars, etc. Pollute the environment. Trucks pollute the environment. The pollution is more with respect to diesel only. Largely through, largely through A is CO, B is NOx. NOx is nothing but mixture of nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide. So the mixture of nitric oxide plus nitrogen dioxide is called NOx. This already we have discussed in the lecture. Next C, we have particulates. Particulates means the pollutants. Now first option we have A and B. Second option we have B and C. Like these questions are very important, which are down to earth questions, which are not known by children. Option C, it is C and A. And option 4, it is A, B and C. A, B and C. So what are the pollutants given by the diesel vehicles? Usually it was nothing but option A is given CO, sorry, A and B, CO and NOx. Option B is NOx, B and C, C and A, and the fourth option A, B and C. Answer is fourth option. So diesel vehicles gives all is carbon monoxide, NO plus NO2, particulates, A, B and C. Next question number 7. Question number 7. Greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is mainly due to increase in the levels of this substance in the atmosphere, of this substance in the atmosphere. So by mainly by which gas greenhouse effect is increased, that is global warming is increased. That is first option is oxygen gas, second option is carbon monoxide, third option is CO2, and fourth option is nitrogen gas. So direct rider you can say it is carbon monoxide. Due to the presence of carbon monoxide, greenhouse effect is mainly due to increase in the levels of carbon monoxide. So answer is second option. So 12th one. So it is nothing but not carbon monoxide. It is mainly due to carbon dioxide. Sorry. So option B and option C. It is answer is option C, not B. Carbon dioxide. If the level of carbon dioxide also increases in the atmosphere, it leads to formation of greenhouse effect. Next question. So next we have matching type questions. From these matching type questions are very important. Very important matching type questions. Let us see now question number 8. Very important this type of questions. Match the following, that is list 1 and list 2. A. Greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases. Next here it is 1. It is CO. B. Silent killer gas. Silent killer gas. Option 2. It is CO2. Next C. Photochemical smog. Photochemical smog. Here it is CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. Next, fourth, we have D, we have acid rains. So fourth, we have oxygen, carbon, nitrogen dioxide. And one more option they have given, fifth one, extra, that is N2O5, sulfur trioxide. That is dinitrogen pentoxide and also sulfur trioxide. This is again I write here, sulfur trioxide. Now the correct match is, correct match is, I write here A, B, C, D. First option we have 2145. Second option we have 3251. 3251. Again I write here A, B, C, D. Third option we have 4312. And fourth option we have 1243. 1243. So now we are going to discuss the right option for this. So greenhouse gas is silent killer gas. Now we're going to discuss this answer. So question number 8. So greenhouse gas, it is nothing but carbon dioxide. So A is 2. Silent killer gas, it is nothing but carbon monoxide because it is very fatal. So B is 1. So A is 2, B is 1 is nothing but, so photochemical smog, it is nothing but the C is 4, oxygen nitrogen gas. C is what? It is option 4, that is oxygen gas and nitrogen gas. And acid rains, dinitrogen pentoxide and sulfur trioxide, that is D is 5. So the right answer is option 1. So A, B, C, D. So these are the questions, important questions from this lecture. So in the next lecture, we are coming up with a new topic. So please follow what we are discussing in this lecture. It's very easy and very important. First of all, not only for the entrance examination, for our livelihood also. So with this, I'm ending this session. Thank you all.